Okay, fellow weirdos, it's time to eat candy and fuck shit up. Imagine if you hadn't seen the first episode.
This world is older than any of you know, contrary to popular mythology.
Why does this feel like the beginning of the Rocky Horror Picture Show? And crawling on the planet's face.
No, those weren't vampires. Those were just guys in thunder need of a facial. Or maybe they had rabies. It could have been rabies.
Good save, Buffy.
Waiting for the animals to die out. And the old ones to...
What are they gonna eat when that happens? I'm not trying to be picky here, but what are they gonna eat?
I'm your faithful dog. You bring me scraps.
He kind of like holds his hand like a bitchy gay. I feel like he's gonna be like, that's a cute purse.
We had more offerings, but there was trouble. A girl.
And there was a girl.
Why is his tongue out like that? That's gross.
For as long as there have been vampires, there's been the Slayer. One girl in all the world, a chosen one.
He loves doing this part.
He loves doing this part so much that he eventually does it for every episode.
This may be the dumb question, but shouldn't we call the police?
They couldn't handle it even if they did show up. They'd only come with guns.
And they couldn't handle it anyway. They wouldn't even use their guns. They'd just like get out a notepad and be like, maybe it's your fault you got attacked by vampires. Ever think of that? And like give you their card and leave. I get that the Hellmouth is just now opening, but it just seems like there's so much demonic activity. And plus, vampires talk about coming there at different times too, right? Like, don't they say like it's good to be back and stuff like that? I mean, they were already here to raise him for the harvest. They didn't crawl out of the Hellmouth. We know where Darla came from. So there were already vampires in Sunnydale. How come nobody's noticed until right now?
Congratulations, you've just been upgraded to bait.
I wish he would have lived and Xander would have died.
So, all the city plans are just open to the public?
Yeah, that's called the Freedom of Information Act, Giles.
In a way.
There's no we, okay? I'm the Slayer, and you're not.
I need to throw that back in my face.
That is gonna go on for the entire show. Like, he never gets over it. In 7 years, he never gets over the fact that, like, this girl can do things he can't.
I'm a bit fuzzy, however, on the details. It may be that you can wrest some information from that dread machine.
I would let him teach me anything if it meant that he leaned over me like that. I bet Giles smells amazing.
Because if we were leaving school grounds on our second day of
Flutie, don't you have a job?
Maybe that's how they do things in Britain. They've got that royal family and all kinds of problems, but here it's...
Oh, they've got the royal family and all kinds of problems. Not only has that not changed, but I'm pretty sure this is before the big problem. Maybe not.
Rain of toads. Do you think they have anything like that in the paper?
I mean, that happens. That and fish. It's called a fish fall. It was nice of the vampires to put the lid back on the crypt thing. Sarcophagus? Is it a sarcophagus if it doesn't have a person's... if it doesn't look like you? Is it always a sarcophagus if it does look like you? Or is there another name for it? Is there a special type of thing? Let me know in the comments. You found out the blood in a fat person thing. And yeah, I'm gonna get killed by a vampire.
They really don't like me dropping in.
Why not?
They really don't like me.
Same. I don't like Angel. There's just something about him I just don't like.
Can you at least tell me your name?
Angel.
Angel.
It's a weird name. I think it's weird that his name is Angel. I get that it was Angelus, but I still think that's a weird name to have.
When you hit the tunnels, head east towards the school.
How do you know which way is east when you're underground? Like, being more specific, please. So do the stairs there, do they come from a different entrance, or is all of the work that the city does down here, does it all happen like they all file into the crypt and go through this secret locked thing? Because she's coming downstairs that look like they're like built like by utility people, right? They have a railing and shit. It's all official. And there's like oxygen things for like compressed air down there. There's crates, for God's sake. She should probably break that crate because I bet there's loot in there. Like coins and stuff.
I have this, though.
Ah!
Turn that off.
God, I'm just shining that right in my fucking face, Xander.
Of course, we're going to the Bronze. Friday night, no cover.
Why would there be no cover on Friday night? Seems like the night that you'd want cover.
Screaming with the sticks. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I swear.
Who?
That guy is so committed to the role. Who? Like, he knows. He's like that guy on the cast recordings who always, like, oversings things. Because he knows that, like, he's on a cast recording and it's his one line and he's gonna sell it hard for posterity.
Xander. Jesse, man, are you okay?
Look at that totally not toxic masculinity. They're hugging. Like, it's cool that Xander is hugging his friend who's a guy.
I got an idea.
Oh.
You can die.
Poor Jesse. Poor Xander. Like, I feel for him even more now that I have experienced the tremendous loss of a friend.
Xander the Cross!
In Forever Night, it was any sacred thing. It wasn't just a cross. I don't know how crosses got involved, but definitely in Forever Night, it was anything sacred. So, like, if a vampire from Forever Night tried to attack me in my office, and they would just be repelled by the amount of Doctor Who stuff in here. They'd probably also be repelled by all of my signed photos of Anthony Head, but for different reasons. It's just off-putting. No jacket, sleeves slightly rolled up.
It's just me. So there's no word?
Not as yet, no.
Well, I'm sure they're great.
Did you find anything of interest?
Look, when I take my glasses off, it's not really that sexy. I take them off. I can't do it. The homoeroticism. And look see, when he drinks blood, he doesn't get it all over the place. Like, I hate that when vampires get blood, like, all over the place. Get a napkin. Good job, Luke.
Tonight I shall walk the earth.
How did Darla get caught up in all of this? Like, how did Darla get caught up with this cult based on her history? Were they offering, like, professional development courses? Because that's how they get ya. Or so I hear. That pale blue
So,
nail
John,
polish she's wearing,
got anything that
that's
makes
hard
it
candy, and
worse?
that's the first color they came out with, I think. Everyone wanted it.
Or, I mean, there was an earthquake that swallowed half the town, and him too.
Foreshadowing!
He bears this symbol.
That's not what that dude drew at all. He is terrible at drawing. I mean, in fairness, the master was using his thumb and, like, blood.
The sun will be down before long.
I gotta make a stop. Won't take long.
What for?
Supplies.
Giles, you are in California. You are wearing a long sleeve shirt, a sweater over that, and now a tweed jacket. You are in California.
I have to go.
No.
Mom?
The tapes all say I should get used to saying it.
Buffy knows that she can sneak out. She just doesn't want to. She just doesn't want to be dishonest to her mom. Like, she's gonna sneak out. She's perfectly capable of sneaking out. She knows that's what her plan is now. But she would have preferred to have been honest with her mom. That's an interesting character trait. Like, you look at that stare. Wouldn't he have been a good angel? Wouldn't he have been better? He would have actually seemed, like, sexy and mysterious. I'm sure he's, like, 20, so I can say that, but
Hey.
he would have had that aura of mystery. He's pulling it off right here. And in a way that
Well, just one day.
David, I don't know how to say his last name, he never pulled that off. At least for me, he always seemed kind of dippy and dorky. Watch out, buddy. We've only seen like 2 black people in Sunnydale, so that population is about to get halved. There's a lot of white people in Sunnydale.
There is cause for alarm. It just won't do.
Like, not one person in Sunnydale in here has seen a vampire. I cannot believe it. They've been having problems with vampires since the Middle Ages. They just said so.
Hey, what's wrong with your faces?
But you just saw his face outside. What do you mean, what's wrong with his face? You saw his face already.
It's locked.
Too late.
Like, look how easily Giles was gonna give up. He's like, well, it's locked. Better let all those people die. What are you gonna do? Can they not get, like, fingernail clippers past that barrier?
Tonight.
Why is the dude manning the spotlight? That's so dramatic! Later on in the series, I do miss the special little deedle-deedle-deedle-dee music when Buffy jumps off of something.
Get off of it!
People on this show have a bad habit of warning vampires. Like, I'm about to attack you.
There's something you forgot about, too. Sunrise.
See, he's never seen Hocus
In about
Pocus.
9 hours more.
So, this guy.
She did it.
Yeah, without any help from you. Awesome. Good job, Angel. Just stand the fuck around. Doing nothing. Like you do for most of this season.
Well, we averted the apocalypse.
I mean, I hate to tell you, but you're gonna have to do that a lot. Like, it's gonna happen in there, even. In that specific spot.
Maybe you could blow something up. They're really strict about that.
I was thinking of a more subtle approach.
She does end up blowing up the school. Spoiler.
Death is doomed.
Executive producer, that a-hole. Well, watch. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try to sexy take off my glasses. It didn't work. Oh, it just made my face look bald. Anyway, there's Buffy, season 1, episode 2. And, what else can you say about it other than it was the other half of the pilot? Honestly, after watching the whole series and having watched the whole series for like years, I really feel like the pilot is super not strong. I know it's like a 2-parter. I just feel like it's not strong at all. And it makes me like kind of wonder like how the show took off in popularity other than, you know, there wasn't anything else like it. That's about it. It's really odd to me because I look at it now and I'm like, there are so many great episodes down the line. I'm so glad that it caught on and people like kept watching it. But I'm like, I don't see how that hooked anybody. It could just be that I've seen it too many times. Who knows? Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if it's a sarcophagus, even if it's not shaped like your body. And if something shaped like your body is always a sarcophagus, or if it's called something else, if there's just like a statue on top of the cement box part where they put you inside, like Kings of England and stuff. Let me know that in the comments. And I'll catch you on the flip side.